Hi my beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing something exciting, something that I've wanted to do for over a year but just didn't feel confident enough to do it. But here we are getting it done. And today I'm going to be giving you a little bit of an area guide in regards to the area of Epping. An area that I love. Every time I drive through it, walk through it, park there at the station, I always just feel so inspired. And I would say Epping is more in the price bracket of a second time or third time buyer. Could be a first time buyer if you've got money like that, but for majority of us it's probably not an area that we would go to first. But there are some surrounding areas that are a lot more affordable that I will briefly touch on, and I'll also do separate videos for those as well, because I want to like take you around the UK and do this. I love the area a lot for various reasons. It's very residential, very leafy, beautiful architecture, a lot of older homes with character. It's just beautiful, 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 and it has its own high street, its own underground station. So I'm going to head there now. You're coming along with me just so that you guys know what to expect when you go and view a property in Epping. All right, let's go. As you can see, it is a very, very leafy place. The weather is shining today, so it's just even more beautiful than it would be on a normal day. I mean, typical UK, right? The current average property price in the area is around £650,000. Now these averages cover a wide range of property, from, you know, your massive mansion to your one-bedroom flat. So to start with, one-bedroom flats in the area kind of start around £270,000, which is not the worst, obviously, if you're comparing it to central London. Still up there in terms of a lot of other Essex towns where you may be looking under 200,000, maybe 220, 250 for, you know, a flat of that kind. Terraced houses and semi-detached houses, the average is around 600,000, and then a detached house, the average is around 1 million or just under 1 million. So we're going to just say 1 million really. So it's definitely a very I wouldn't say super wealthy. Obviously there is a lot of wealth in the area. It's a very strong area in terms of the market, but it's definitely gives me sort of suburbs, middle class, a lot of old money, I would say. So what I do see a lot in the area is a lot of houses being knocked down and rebuilt. So you do see some new converted houses or renovated properties, and a lot of the time these are houses that people have owned for years and the market's gone up and the house is worth a lot more. And something I think I mentioned in a previous video in terms of equity, people do tend to take a lot of equity out and redo their homes, etc., and the value keeps going up. So yeah, that's what I will say at the moment regarding Epping. But we're going to stop in a minute and I'm going to show you one of my favorite roads in Epping. So this is Epping train station, you guys. You have the central line that leaves from here and it goes straight into central London, of course. It goes across through East London, Essex, all the way over to the other end of London. And just through here is the biggest car park ever. I actually used to park my car here when I worked full time, and I would get the train to work from here. So you definitely have to get here at a very early time in order to get a space, I will say that. But the car park spans all the way across there, so yes, you have to definitely plan out the time you get here. But there are some alternatives for parking. Something that I used to do when I used to miss the parking here is I would use those apps, those parking apps where you can park on somebody's driveway. And let me tell you, some of the houses that I have parked outside of were amazing. I used to actually prefer parking there, one, because I'm outside somebody's house, it feels safe, but I would also leave my car feeling super inspired because I'm literally standing outside of a 5-bedroom detached house in the area that I dream about. Going to now head over literally up the road to go and check out one of my favorite roads actually in Epping, which is literally by the station, and some of these houses are amazing. If you've been following me and watching vlogs of mine, you've probably come across me screaming about this road and some of these houses before. So these houses are definitely on the higher end, the 1 million, 1.5 to 2 million mark, I would say. Some of them have been knocked down, renovated, and now they just look stunning. So yeah, that's the car park. And yeah, you can definitely get into London. I would say in terms of central London, just about an hour. You can get to Stratford in half an hour. So yeah, and also because you're actually overground at this end, you get good signal. You definitely get a seat on the central line, and until you get to like after Stratford, you go underground basically. So that's my tip in terms of transportation from Epping. So this is one of my favorite roads in Epping, and it's actually one of the more expensive, pricier, higher end of the market type roads. This is Kendall Road, and it's literally like just by the station, so they've got prime location. Although I don't believe a lot of the people living on these roads actually tend to use the station. So back when I was saying some of these houses get knocked down and rebuilt, you can see that this is one of the older style ones, and over here is one that you can see has just been done. But over here, this is my favorite house, and I just did some digging, and this gorgeous house actually sold in 2020 for 2.6 million. But you can see next door doesn't look too great, but it's still going to be pricey, but it has a lot of potential. So a lot of the houses are gated, as you can see, large gardens. It's a beautiful road. It's definitely just something that I would absolutely love to live in. So look, as you can see, there's another one here being rebuilt should I say, and it's beautiful. They've gone with a more traditional brick grey neutral colour and tone. This one is another one being done, and this one as well. So it's all happening here. So can you imagine the values just going up now? After, you know, one person does it, the next person has to do it as well. There is the gorgeous grey house now. It's just beautiful, every single detail, you guys, and the inside is even more spectacular. This is just a little like cul-de-sac type road just off of Kendall Avenue that I just showed you, and as you can see, these houses give off a very American feel. They look huge, don't they? They do. And this one actually recently sold last year for just under 1 million, so I'll show you what that looked like inside. But yeah, that is the Kendall Road with my dream house right there. It's just very picturesque, isn't it? I love it here. This is one of the flats I've seen currently on the market. There is a 1-bedroom flat in here, currently up for 270,000. So of course, if this was maybe in say Grays, this may be more so around the 220, 230 mark. No, this would be under 200,000 for a 1-bed. So I just want you to kind of gauge the difference in like pricing and things like that. But the one in here is for sale, and it is actually immaculately done. So I will include the images and stuff on the screen for you. But yes, this is more of the affordable end, and you are literally like a 5-minute walk from the station. So if you pan over to here, the train tracks are just down there. So really close. Of course, there's probably a way to like walk around, maybe a little alley or something. But the area is actually very cute, very clean, very tidy, and these are more of the affordable homes in Epping. Still very much amongst the more expensive homes in Epping as well, which I love. Also get a lot of like little green patches in the middle of houses, which I think is a beautiful thing, and that's kind of a telltale sign that you're not really in London, because there's just a lot of land, and you also have quite a lot of bungalows and things, because there tends to be quite a high amount of sort of the older population in areas like this. A lot of retirement homes on available. You know, when you're on Rightmove and you see things that are like over 65s only, it tends to be in a lot of areas like this, and they usually have really nice homes on offer as well. honestly, they get some good pickings. So I just thought I would come around here and show you just a little bit more of the landscape and show you just how different each road is. Really, it's quite unique. I love it. I mean, it's very typical London because you do have a mix match of architecture all over London, which is great. And you also do get the old properties in Epping. Epping High Street, you get a lot of really cute cafes and things like that. It's really beautiful and also gets very busy. Look at these gorgeous views. It's very hilly actually, and which means you get some nice views from different angles. This is one that's been renovated, but also this is the one I wanted to show you guys. It's currently on the market for 650. I would call it more of a 3-bed, but they've classed it as a 4-bed because they've made a room downstairs and marked it as a bedroom, but technically it's more of a dining room, extra living room. But it's done really well, and along here actually you'll see there are quite a few properties either for sale, which means people want to cash in and make some money because their prices have gone up, and there are some that have been renovated as well. So I'm going to show you one just down here. So it's definitely a road that has a lot of potential. The house would have looked like that before, but obviously it's changing now. This one is getting a good paint job. These two here done really nicely, and this one here is like more of a corner plot. You can see they're converting the garage and it's going to look amazing. There's also done a loft conversion as well. I love it.